right? So they're parting ways with him over the last 3 years, which I thought was an interesting stat. Best winning percentage of all coaches. So, I mean, of course, they fall short of their title hopes, but, you know, he won games there. He won games. And as of right now, Bucks, Pistons, and Raptors are already emerging as potential landing spots for Coach Williams. But, Stack, I want to ask you, was it the right move for the Phoenix Suns to part ways with Coach Monty Williams?
Absolutely not. You bring this team together at the end of the year. I don't care if you got KD or not. Chemistry still matter. I don't care what stars you have. Chemistry still matter. They still need time. Even I said, yeah, if they lose, they was gonna give this team another year minus CP3. I said that give this team another year to kind of have a whole season of training camp and all this together to see if they can pull it off. I didn't think they was gonna get rid of the coach. I think he was the right coach for the job. But you know how they do. When teams come together like this, they quick to go and find a white coach somewhere around, just throw him in that position so he can get all the credit. I don't care. Man. Yeah, I said it. They do it too much. Every time a black coach comes into the league, he get the worst team in the league to start his career off 300 under 500. Excuse me, under 500 coaching. He got a sorry team and he can't. His team won't win till he's like 6 years in coaching where he finally gets some stars. But coaches like a situation like this, they always find a white coach somewhere around, just like they did Steve Nash in Brooklyn, going to throw him in the spot where the team is really already basically together. I think Monty Williams is a great coach, and that's why as soon as he, in the next day or two, you're going to see him coaching somewhere else. He should have been having that job. They did Monty wrong. They know they shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I mean, it's always interesting to me that you forego the GM or anybody in the front office and you go straight to the coach when the coach's responsibility is to make the best out of the players that are available. He's not drafting the players. He's not trading for the players. He's literally being given X, Y, and Z and told, make this work, make this win. So instead of looking at the people who made those decisions, you go to the coach. And we're not just talking about any coach. We're talking about, like you said, last 3 seasons, most winningest coach. We're talking about Coach of the Year, Monty Williams. Yeah. And I understand that people will say, well, you can't get blown out 30-plus back-to-back playoff seasons at home. Okay, but let's actually dive into that. Last season, Chris Paul was hurt. You had Devin Booker out there by himself. Yes, they had a better bench, but you still had Devin Booker out there by himself. Right. Fast forward to this season, you don't have a bench, so you absolutely have zero depth. Chris Paul still hurt. DeAndre Ayton is not this guy that everyone thinks he is. And then you have Kevin Durant, who was only there for half of season, and you want him and Devin Booker to go ahead and take this team to the promised land. It makes absolutely no sense. Jesus Christ himself could not make this team win a championship as current constructed. So this ideology that's in the NBA, where it's let's give these coaches whatever we want to give them, and whether the goal is obtainable or not, let's go ahead and put this unrealistic expectation on them to go ahead and make this team work that is fundamentally broken is asinine. And to keep scapegoating coaches is asinine. And it's going to come to a point where coaches aren't going to want certain jobs. They're going to go ahead and be apprehensive about joining certain franchises because all they do is rotate coaches every time their insane goal is not met. The Phoenix Suns are dead wrong for this. There is nothing Monty Williams could have done to make this team work. There was absolutely nothing there. That is not his fault. That is the GM's fault. That is the front office's fault for thinking that this was going to work, and they're scapegoating him, and they should be ashamed of themselves.
Do you think his relationship with DeAndre Ayton might have played a part in them parting ways with them?
No, because DeAndre Ayton and then him and Monty were able to at least coexist. Yeah. But again, it's let's look at what that issue was. Monty Williams, DeAndre Ayton was unhappy with his role on a team that was fundamentally broken. This team has been fundamentally broken in some capacity for 2 seasons. How is that Monty Williams' fault? He's not asking for these players to be brought in. You're bringing them in and telling him, let's make this work. Now, if this was a different conversation, if this was, no shade, but if this was Doc Rivers and he blew multiple 3-1 leads with all the talent in the world, then we could have this conversation. But this is not what we're talking about. We're talking about a coach who was given pieces that, yes, phenomenal pieces, but the team was fundamentally broken. There's nothing you can do about that. And it's a shame that we keep scapegoating. I mean, look at what they did in Milwaukee.
Right, yeah.
Like, what are we doing? And you think Ime is going to be any different in Houston? That team underperforms to whatever weird goal that organization thinks that they can hit. He's going to be gone too. This revolving door of coaches so that the GMs and the front offices can go ahead and back away from an explosion they created is such bull. I don't respect it.
And Stack, of those teams that I mentioned, Bucks, Pistons, Raptors, which team probably makes the most sense for Monty Williams right now?
If I was him, I go to Milwaukee. I'll go down there and coach one of the best players we've ever seen in the history of the game. I'll go down there and coach Giannis. I'll go down there and try to help Giannis get a championship. I think he's a great coach for that. And I think that's the best spot for him. For him to continue to get the most of his great coaching and being able to get somebody to lead his team that's basically ready for a championship right now. I think Milwaukee's the place.
So let me ask you this, Stack. I don't understand this, man. Like in the NFL, you can have a okay coach, and they're going to get some time, and they're going to get more chances. In the NBA,
hello, Jason Garrett.
It's like the Bucks got rid of.
Jason Garrett was like herpes. I could not get rid of that man. Like, he was insane.
Come on, Ashley, I had to do that.
It was unbelievable. It was like, bro, what do I have to do to get rid of him? It was insane. It was chance after chance after chance. My God, leave me alone.
All right, you went too far. Big. Hey, what movie is this? What movie is this? Let me see if y'all know this. Biggs, you're gone too far.
I don't know.
You're going too far, Biggs. You're going too far. Shatas.
With Shatas.
Oh, yeah, Shatas. Right, with Shatas. Right.
My dog.
That was it, too.
Hey, yeah, listen, Jaw. Hey, I bet Jaw don't know that one. Hey, only the real ones know that one.
Real Shatas. Y'all man don't know Tetang,
Yeah.
Take the what and leave the what?
Right. Hey, seriously, yo, some of the best movies are hood movies, boy.
Absolutely.
I forgot. Oh, so what I was saying was, like, I don't get it, Stack. How do y'all let in the NBA? Why y'all be letting good basketball coaches go so fast? The coach in Milwaukee, why was he like Coach Bud? Why was he let go? And then obviously Monty too. Like, why is he let go? Like, what is this culture around letting coaches go so quickly?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Bud had built a culture there, a championship winning field, and they felt like if he's not bringing championships in, then he's underserving. He's under what's the word I'm looking for?
Underperforming.
Underperforming. Thank you, brother. He's
Gotcha.
underperforming. If he's not bringing the championship in to Milwaukee, he's underperforming because that's the standard that Bud, came in with coming from San Antonio and other places. So that's how they feel. I feel Bud is still a great coach. They probably just want to come with a younger feel, a different feel for him. And, I get that because they do have a pretty young team, a young core. And, they probably just want to make a change. But it happens a lot in the NBA, and they recycle coaches. That's the crazy part. I can see if you was firing a coach and bringing a fresh new coach in to get a new start to see if, they recycling coaches. And that's what I don't understand. Just like, what's his name? Al Harrington calls him Mike D'Antoni. Like, he continues to get jobs, and he hasn't done won anything. So, if they wouldn't recycle these coaches, for me, if they gave more players coaching jobs, as you see Donovan Ham, Tyronn Lue, like players that actually play the game, they do a pretty good job coaching. They just need more opportunities. They shouldn't have to go to college and coach like Stackhouse and Juwan Howard, these great minds that were great players in the NBA. They shouldn't have to go to college first to get coaching jobs to show they can coach in the NBA.
I got a question for you, Stack.
Opportunities as well.
I got a question for you, Stack. You talking about jobs. With all the jobs you have, right? Like, you're in boxing, you're in basketball, hell, now in paper route. You're going to be talking a little football. You got so many things going on in the community. Can you not afford better internet because you lagging a little bit?
I hate you so much.
You
That
like?
was a serious question.
Now he's frozen.
Now
he's
he
giving you the
frozen.
death stare. Now he's giving you the death stare.
Yeah, right. We lost Stack.